So for assignment 2, we are making our motifs, and you're going to need 18 of them in total. Each of them needs to be paired with a high quality inspiration image. So for my motif that I'm going to demonstrate, I chose this koi fish. To actually get my image in, I first want to make sure that it's high quality, and then I've downloaded it off of like Pinterest or wherever I was finding my inspiration images. And I'm going to go to File, Place, and I'm going to find it in here and hit place again, and then I'm just going to click somewhere on the artboard. And if I try to resize the image, I'm going to hold shift as I drag the corner so that it stays proportionate. And now I'm ready to get started drawing. You can use a plethora of tools in Illustrator to draw and trace your image and fill with color to create your motif. So personally, I like to use the pen tool, and I like to really get up close and use it to go around the entire thing, following the lines precisely. I find that if you zoom in really close, it helps you get a super sharp and accurate drawing. So that's just what I'm going to do. And I'm going to remove the fill so that I just have the stroke on right now. Essentially, all I did just then was select and create an outline around everything that I want to be one specific color, and I'm sort of just going to repeat this process for all of the parts of this fish that I want to be different colors, and then at the end I'm going to fill them with the colors that I already put in my concept board for that is just going to be my color palette. I want to use what's in there, and I want to be mindful of that for our collections. We're going to have some of them are going to be more limited color palettes, so some of my motifs are going to be more intricate and have more colors, and then some are going to have very few colors and be a more simple shape. So now that I've outlined all of the areas that I'm going to fill with solid color, I'm just going to start. I'm going to go to Windows, and then I'm going to open Color, and I'm also going to open Swatches. And so in here, I have my colors for my color palette, and I'm just going to use the live paint tool, so I'm going to go this way now because I'm not going to need it. And that's going to allow me to select the whole thing. Go to Object, Live Paint, and then Make. And then if I come over here, well, first I need to go to Window, Toolbars, and then hit Advanced. It's going to give me more options over here. Under this one, I believe we can hit Live Paint Bucket. And then I can come over here in my swatches and choose colors from my palette and just place them wherever I want. I actually need a lighter color for the base. And that makes it super quick for me to put my colors in. Now that I have the entire thing filled, I'm going to, and I probably should have done this at the same time that I filled it, I'm going to go back and change the stroke in all the areas. You can change it to nothing, but you can also, in some instances, if you have like stuff that's overlapping, you might just want to change it to the same color as the fill. So I might test it actually by selecting the whole thing and selecting no stroke. It has some gaps. I don't think that's going to work for me, so I'm going to hit Control V, and I'm going to go in and directly select specific parts of it, and I'm just going to change the stroke one by one. This is a little tedious, but it's going to make it look so much better in the long run. You also don't have to use the live paint function. I just think that it's easier. You can, if you had a normal shape and you wanted to fill it, all you would have to do was make sure that it was selected and then come into swatches and give it a stroke and a fill. And then like if this was this shape right here, that's all I would have to do. But if you don't want to do it one by one like that, honestly, if you're doing it as you're drawing it, it shouldn't really take that much time, but it's personal preference really. So I'm just going to continue to give these all a stroke. And some of them you still may have to like edit a little bit, or maybe it works better if it doesn't have a stroke at all. You're just gonna have to make those decisions for yourself as you're going. This is my end filled product. You would at this point just need to continue to do this for all of your other motifs. It can be a little time consuming, but the more time you take on it now, the better it'll look when you're using it in your actual designs. I would consider this one like a fairly detailed one. So you might want to do some that are less detailed and use less colors. I also need to be okay with the fact that I might need to merge some of these colors, or like I won't be able to have some of the shadows or highlights and stuff like that in the future when we color reduce it to put in our textile designs. And once you're done with all of your motifs, you're gonna make sure they're all in the same file, and you're going to download it on here. Export, you're gonna hit export, export as, and you're going to make sure that it is a PDF. And after you hit export, it'll download the PDF, and that PDF is what you need to upload to Moodle to get credit for this assignment.